Hi, everybody. I'm Trin Johnson, and welcome to Dust in My Eye. So, this is the overwhelming mess that my studio became when I brought a new piece of furniture home. And if you look carefully, you can see my three little helpers that are never really very helpful. But nevertheless, I love them to death. And this is why I was so overwhelmed, because I not only had all this mess, but it was more trying to think of the best way to use the space and the best way to use the new shelves. And I had to rearrange things in order to squeeze it in. And it was a little tricky, but I think I got something I liked in the end.
I am truly overwhelmed. We went to Ikea yesterday and bought a bunch of stuff. Oddly, we went to pick up a set of Calyx shelves that my daughter had bought on Facebook Marketplace, and people happened to be located near Ikea. So we went to Ikea also beforehand, and they had a set of Calyx shelves in the as-is room. And I thought, I could squeeze those in the corner in the studio and I'd have so much more storage. So we squeezed two Calyx units into the back of the car. We had brought two cars and we had to take this one apart, but we got them in there, and everything else we bought between 5 people. And then we came home and put it back together today. That was yesterday. And now I am surrounded by all this. And I am trying to reorganize my studio. And it is truly overwhelming. It's because there's a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul. If I move this here, then I have to move that there. And what will I do with this? And I could put this there. And I'd rather have that there. And oh my stars, it's just overwhelming. So I thought it might be interesting for you to see the mess and to see where I ended up. And I also have really before pictures from the last time I did this, when I put my studio together. So I have those, and now I have a big mess, and hopefully soon it will be not so much big mess. So I'm going to try and record little bits and pieces of organizing and put it together. If that kind of thing is your jam, then stick around, because that's what I'm doing. I have help, so it should all be just fine. They're always so helpful. So this is the Calyx unit that I picked up, and you can see I bought a couple of plastic buckets to go inside of it. This little bookshelf had been over there where the Calyx unit is. And now I moved it over here where the shelf next to it that my Yeti's on, my green cup, used to be. And I scooted that over so that I could put the shelf there. But then I had to move my lamp into the corner. And I had to move my, let's see if I can get to it, dress form somewhere. And right now that is the only place I can put it, but I don't like the way the legs stick out in front of the closet. I have this feeling I could hurt myself. So what I would like to do with it is to put it in the corner behind the lamp. But I have 2 buckets of fabric and a bucket full of paintings. That is, they're all in little plastics, and that's what's in that corner. And I don't know if I have enough places to put all that in my new storage, or if that's really what I want to use it for. But that is my current dilemma. I do think that I don't know. I might move those baskets over onto the bookshelf and put other things on this shelf. It all depends on what fits
and uses the space in the most efficient way. And my ironing board generally is up in front of that area, so the stuff on that little shelf is not going to be really, really accessible, but we will see. So if I figure it out, I will show you. So I had this idea, if my silhouette machine would fit up here on top of this, that would give me a whole shelf there with more height that I could put taller things on. And it's kind of awkward getting it down from here, but it's too tall. However, it's slanted, so I might be able to put it in here backwards and maybe even stick something behind it. Like I have a Swift up there for yarn winding that I could probably stick back there, and it might be a nice place for it. It couldn't fall down behind it, and it's kind of awkward where it is. So before I did that, though, I tried these little buckets and thought, well, those fit just beautifully up there. But I have 3 of them, and they won't fit 3 across because the shelf bracket gets in the way. So that kind of deters me from doing that. So I think what I'm going to try to do is move the silhouette machine down and see just what it does. So first, I need to get these guys out of the way. This is the beginning of the confusion. Oh, no, I don't want the whole shelf. I just want this. Oh, I keep taking the shelf. There we go. Now, see how it's slanted? So it should go in a little bit. If it will fit. Thinking like that. Now, it's not really pretty, but I could put something behind it, and that gives me that whole shelf available to do something with. The other option is to move the machine over to the bookshelf that I put over there. I could put the silhouette machine down on the bottom shelf over there, and I could still get to it fairly easily, but then I lose the height of that shelf. So which is better? I don't know. This is the problem. Okay, I gotta think a little bit more. So for now, I put it down there, and what I discovered is that shelf is not set. So I'm going to bring it up 1 set of holes and get another shelf to put on top of where the silhouette machine is. That should give me ample space to pull out the silhouette machine. And then I think I'm going to try and put my little sleeve ironing board in between the two. This is the current thought. We'll see if I stay with that. Okay, one thing I think I know I want to do, is take this pot rack that I put my paper in and put that, don't want to make you sick, over here on this space right there so I can get to it easily. So I'm going to move those 2 boxes and transfer it over here. So my paper worked out great, fit right into a cubby on its little pot lid holder that I use. I straightened out my markers and lost a couple shelves. Those are just my extra markers. I have 2 sets in bags that I generally use if I am doing some marker work. These are more for using with my alcohol inks. And right now I have this set up over here. We found a piece of foam core, gator foam, so we put in an extra shelf. I just happened to have one lying around that was the right size. It's just how life is here. My little ironing board fit right on that. Doesn't weigh very much, so it's not a big deal that it's only gator foam. And right now up here I have some knitting things that were over on this shelf. But now I have some space on that shelf because I'm expecting a little Doctor Who character set that my sister's bringing probably in June, that I need a spot to put it. It won't take up that much space, but I can kind of spread all my Star Trek and stuff out. So that might be what I do. I might put it back. Who knows right now? And now that I moved my paper from over here, I have room for another one of those little glass jars, which could be helpful. In fact, I might have room for two. Not sure. I'm sure I could probably fit it because at the other end, I just have this little container and there's 4. Yeah, I could probably fit one more on this end because they're the same size. But we'll see if I decide to do that or put something else there. What's nice, though, is now I can plug in my lights way easier because it was really hard to do that when I had the paper there. So my husband's putting together something metal from Ikea downstairs. I think it just kind of fell. I don't know if you heard that. So I pulled one of the boxes out that I got at Ikea yesterday, and I think it's going to hold 8x10 and smaller artwork very nicely. So I'm going to go through this box and see if I can find bags of artwork that are smaller and put it in here. I don't know how particular I'm going to be about which kind of artwork I put in there, because right now I'm just trying to get the short ones. And I know there are short ones, but I don't know if they're all in short bags. Yeah, see, that is not a short bag, but it is short artwork. I think this is too. Okay. I seem to be getting a lot of pastels, so I'm going to put those towards the back. Mixed size. Old stuff. Florals. That's older too. This is pastel. And shorter. That's tall. Still shorter. Mixed media. That's tall, that one's tall, that one's tall, tall, tall. We are all tall. Tall. That one could go here. Oh, that tree picture might be too big. Oh, it's gonna go. All right, I have these ones, but this is tall, this is tall. And this is short. That's not all of it. You can see I have a whole bunch more up here on the shelf. I don't know if it's in the shot right now, but it certainly was before. Now let me put this back over there. It is not light, let me just say. So I emptied the bucket that had all my artwork in it, which was good. I was kind of outgrowing that. It was very, very full, and to the point where I couldn't put more in it. So I tried putting the mannequin on top of the other ones in the corner, and I really don't like it. However, 2 buckets down, there's a bigger one that's on wheels, and I might put that on that and get rid of the 2 buckets. I just don't know where to put the stuff that's in them because it's full of my nice bigger cuts of fabric. So that's where that's left. I think I'm probably going to move it back to where it was by the closet door and live with that and see if I like that, if that's okay, or if I'm bashing my foot on it. Maybe if I put a big tennis ball on the end of all of them, I won't hurt myself. Anyway, that was my thinking there. And then over here on the Ikea shelves, what I did was I moved my bigger artwork to that top cubby, and some of it's smaller too, but all those bags have bigger ones in them. And then in the 2 black things, I moved all the other artwork. So I moved it out of the white one into the black ones because they were too heavy for the white plastic things. These things are more sturdy. So I have pastels in the one on the left, and I have watercolor, probably some gouache on the one on the right. And then right now I have my jelly plates and acrylic paint in the next one down. And the one under that has my soft pastels and some oil pastel stuff. And the white bucket that's on the bottom is full of it's full of plastic containers and boxes and stuff. And I have a lot more over on a cart over on the other side of the room that might go in the other white bucket. I'm not really sure. But I think I'm going to leave it for the night, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, real quick, I think I solved where I'm going to put my dress form. I just scooted the chair out, moved the lamp a little bit, and put it between the 2 bookcases, and I can get my chair in there. And then in the bucket that I emptied, I can put all my travel, watercolor, oil pastel, gouache, all that kind of stuff, pastel kits, which only a couple are there right now. But meanwhile, I cleared all the artwork off of the tabletop except for the one I want to frame. And I put them, on top of this cupboard. I'm going to get a thing that's big enough to hold the bigger artwork and one to hold the smaller artwork till I get them bagged, and where I gather them and put them on top of there. It may not be the most efficient use of that space, but I know it will keep the clutter off the other countertop. So I'm kind of happy with that. And I think I'm really trying to stop now, but it's time to go make dinner. So I put my jewelry tools in front of where I'm gathering my artwork. Hopefully that won't be too cumbersome because they're kind of cool, and a couple of them are antiques, and I wanted them somewhere where I could look at them without them being a problem. And where I had them on the other surface, it left no surface. So anyway, so I think that I've solved, at least temporarily. Over here, I think the dress form is going to work fine in that corner, and the bucket's working really nicely. And I have a few things to put up on the wall. If I can fit them, I want to get another jar. I have to clean up the clutter on that surface. I have to clean up the clutter on my table in the middle, which has gained things as I cleaned downstairs. And I would like to clean my cart off a little more. But those are the things left to do, other than, well, there's a little bit tidying here and there. And I'm going to see if I can get that done today, and then I will show you around real quick, everything done, And hopefully it will be kind of fun to have watched the transformation. So, till later today. Okay, time for an overview. I moved those shelves around and added a shelf over there, moved the light in between the two shelves so that I could put the dress form there. That seems to be working okay. Moved some of my artwork that I had in various places. Moved the little mousey that I had over there. Put my travel kits all in that bucket. Got the shelf pretty well cleared off. The little eggs are going somewhere. I don't know where yet. And I'm going to get another one of those little glass jars because I really like those and put that there. Let's see. Keep going that way. I got the rolling cart cleared off pretty well. I have 2 empty buckets on the bottom. Not really sure about some of the stuff on it, but it's supposed to be for current projects. It never happened. Closet got cleaned up a little bit. Got my stool back over there. Got my calyx unit in the corner. And all my stuff in there. I have an empty box in one of those. One of those white boxes is empty. Cleaned up my desk and cleaned up here a little bit. Have a little bit of space up there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there. Moved some of my Star Trek stuff just because not sure if it'll stay that way. Probably this summer that'll get switched around a little bit when I get that Doctor Who set. I have my sewing area cleaned up a little bit and got my tabletop clear. So everything's good. I'm not so overwhelmed anymore. I'm going to work with this and live with this for a while and see how it goes. So I hope you had some fun watching me fix this all back together and make it work. And if you did, if you would hit that like button, that would be fantastic. And if you would like to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of future videos, hit the cute little bell. And if you would like to, please check out my Etsy shop where I have prints of my artwork along with my cute little monsters and some other goodies for sale. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. And in case you haven't already spotted them, there's my 3 helpers.